We've got a good division rivalry coming up here in the AFC. And these two teams have met once already, so they are more than familiar with one another's tendencies, and maybe more importantly, their weaknesses. It's the Chargers going up against the Raiders. With that, let's send you out to Maitland Summit Stadium, where we say hello to our two broadcasters, Brandon Guyton and Charles Davis.
Larry, apart from a 13-year gap in L.A., we are at the home of the Raiders since 1966. But how much longer will they be playing football in Oakland, California? Today, it's a matchup in the AFC West between the San Diego Chargers and the Oakland Raiders. And to give this time to the tailback. And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. They'll give it to him right up the gut. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down. The starting lineup for the Chargers of San Diego. Who are we discussing out of this unit, Charles?
A big guy out of Arkansas. Their tight end, a 2nd-round pick, Hunter Henry. Many people had a 1st-round grade on him. Plays the best tight end coming out of the draft. Has the ability to get down the middle of the field, get into the seams, and knows how to find dead space against the defense and create plays.
Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll be the call to the punt team as it's 4th down.
Let's give credit to the defense. Again, plenty of bodies to the point of attack and stop the run. But I just wonder if the offensive line let down a little bit, knowing that the big guy was getting the ball, and they just expected him to pick up a first.
And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. Coach hinted to us that we may see some old power football here in this game. We got a taste of it on that 1st down run.
I love how he handed it to us, and then when we were watching practice, we were watching what they call inside drill with the offensive and defensive line, and they kept putting more defenders on the other side and saying, block that. I don't care how many guys are in there. I want to run the football this week. And, boy, it has paid off for them in this game.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge, whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end, in the direction they want to run the football? If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
Wide open receiver complete. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. A big play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Raiders have taken the early lead. And that makes it 7-zip Oakland. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. So out come the Chargers. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion. Guys are a little bit jumpy.
You do.
Oh, you understand the same way. It's just like us calling one, right? Making sure we ease into the game, let it come to us.
Well, you went 3 and out.
And now they have that opportunity.
No, you didn't go 3 and out. I went 3 and out on that first drive. I'm trying to do better here. A host of Raiders in on the tackle. Quickly now, the starting 11 for the Oakland defense.
When I watch Khalil Mack play, I just see fury, passion, and incredible athleticism. This guy can flat out play.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here. On play action, they'll throw. Hunter Henry brings it in. And he takes this one just shy of midfield all the way to the 49. And now a first down following that long gain. So there on that play, offensively, they ran the crossing route. Defense was in zone coverage. So as a former DB, how tough is it to defend that?
It's really difficult because your natural inclination is to chase the receiver and maybe leave your zone. So you have to have discipline in order to talk to your other coverage guys and let him know that that receiver's crossing from your zone to the next zone. He's coming your way. Make sure you have him. And then when the ball is actually thrown, secure the tackle. When they're moving on crossing routes, if you miss a tackle, it usually results in a big play.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. He lost 2 there, and it's third down.
Well, the person carrying the ball is always the easy target when things aren't going so well. But I think it's a combination with the Chargers. They've got to get the offensive line going in order to improve those numbers from last year. They weren't very good running it, partner.
No, they were bottom of the AFC, second to last in the entire NFL.
And on 3rd and 3, they decided to go with a dime package. Yeah. 6 DBs.
Yeah, you're right. They've got 6 out there. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
And, Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. And on the ground they go with a running back. Stiff-armed him. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball. But when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Shift together here from the D-line. He'll drop to throw. This will be caught at about the 3. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Their dangerous wide receiver. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Chargers are an extra point away from tying this thing up. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This fielded at the 2. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
I love it.
We'll see if they dial it up this drive. The lone receiver right is Cooper. They'll look to throw here. And his throw is going to be incomplete. And the big boys up front in the trenches, what do you think of the O-line, Charles?
I love them because this is a group that's so cohesive. They know what the man next to them is going to do at all times, and they operate as a terrific unit.
So a 2nd down incompletion now brings up 3rd down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he comes back with one complete. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Obviously, they didn't get everything they wanted on that completion, but they put themselves in a spot where you've got to at least think about going for it. I know where we are on the field, but still, you've got to think about it, don't you?
Here's the Raiders punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. This is away and a very good kick, angled for the sidelines. This one will sail out of bounds. It'll depend on the spot here. And the side judge says that went out at the 7-yard line. Now the Chargers offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. It's already 2nd and 12. The defense hoping to push them back more. From deep in their own territory, they look to throw. This is intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they'll spot him at the 3-yard line. And that pick just sets him up beautifully right down near the goal line.
I remember being in a defensive meeting back when I was in college, and our defensive coordinator says, we're going to call this Be Who You Are defense. D linemen, you play the run. Linebackers, be aware of anything. And secondary, you play the pass. That way, you're all set, ready for whatever they put out there.
And they'll go on the ground. It'll be a 3-yard pickup, and it brings up 2nd and goal. Second and goal to go now. And he's in. Touchdown, Raiders. It's the fullback. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Raiders have taken the lead. And when the smaller guy can't power it across the goal line, Charles, sometimes you need to go with a fullback. They did. It worked.
What's that thing about force and mass? How's that?
Oh, yeah. Force equals mass times acceleration.
Oh, that's big-time stuff. That's from the same guy the apple dropped on his head, right?
As the Raider kickoff unit now, as they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Chargers offense gets set. They head back onto the field. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's going to get about 7 yards on that one, up to around the 33.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
Now they'll run it on the toss. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
Well, we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
He's going to loft one, deep lefts, and this throw will be intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a good return here as he takes it up past the 30-yard line. So out come the Raiders. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Ready to go now in the second quarter. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis. It's the Raiders in possession of the football. They're looking at a 2nd and short yardage to start things out. possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. And to give this time to the tailback. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
Here we go now. Blue line. Blue line. Now look at 56. Lucky 55.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Got a man right side. It's Sharp. A big play there on the catch and run. And even 50 yards.
And depending on the type of screen called, especially when you're throwing it with one of your wideouts, it's different blocking. Sometimes you get great blocking from the other wide receivers helping you. And how about sometimes getting it from the offensive linemen who sell it like a regular screen pass and then get out in front of the receiver and help him get downfield.
And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd and goal. So that run gets him about halfway home.
Yeah, it's now 2nd and goal. The end zone beckons. It looms. They can do whatever they want. Full playbook. Run it again, or they can go play action and try and put it in that way.
And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Calling a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Well, they've got it down to the 3, but now this is 3rd and goal.
All right, now look at 56. All right, here we go.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. And they'll get him down just shy of the goal line at about the 1. A field goal would make it a 2-score game, but they're going to go aggressive. They're going to try this thing on 4th. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. It's the fullback with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Raiders add on to their lead. And I guess that's where you turn on 4th and goal to your muscle back there. Hand him the football, he does the dirty work.
I think you're asking a lot of your defense there, right? Having to make the stand, have to prepare for just about any type of play to be called, and then here comes the power right at you. On that play, the big man got into the end zone.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Out comes the San Diego offense as they get set to see what they can do here. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And he goes out of bounds across the 40-yard line. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and, of course, foot dragging.
A little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run.
Here we go.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
And when you've already thrown 2 interceptions, you got to take extra special care of the football because that one could very easily have been a 3rd.
Yeah, off balance, pressure coming. Probably just has to stick that one in his pocket, right?
He does. I just think that when he's in a rut like this, I think this happens to a lot of quarterbacks, they try and overcome it by making big-time throws. Throws they know they shouldn't make, but they're hoping to complete them rather than having the confidence that they actually will. So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
And he finds a man on the crossing route. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. And there they went crossing route against the zone defense. What do you think of that?
Takes real coordination between the passer and the receiver because you got to read those zones and where the open spots are and be on the same page with the guy throwing the football. Because sometimes you're throwing it in front of the zone. Sometimes you're throwing it between the zones. Sometimes the receiver's going to just kind of find a spot and what we call sit down and present himself to the quarterback and throw it there. It's a tough read, but when they're in sync, it's really effective. I love football lingo and the evolution of it all. Nickel defense makes sense, right? Five defensive backs. But then you go to 6. What are you going to call that? And they call it a
double
dime. A dime, which is just very simple for them. The math doesn't add up. But I know one thing. Offenses love to run against dime defenses. Typically, the bigger guys have an advantage against the smaller defensive backs when they're blocking downfield.
Yeah, we saw that advantage right there.
I like the call. Inside the red zone, running the toss. Why? They want to get to the edges. They want to see if guys who don't normally make a lot of tackles are willing to actually do that. That usually means the guys at the cornerback position.
Here we go.
They're going to look to throw. And this is going to be a Charger touchdown. Their dangerous wide receiver, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Chargers are able to make this a close game again. The extra point now coming from Myers. Oh, how about this? No good. Just his 2nd miss of the year. And our score will stay right where it is. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Raiders offense, they get set to head back on the field. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
A 1-yard gain can look like a disaster, but it all depends on how the game is going. Is it a series of 1-yard gains running the ball? If that's the case, you might have to start thinking about throwing it a little bit more. But if it's just the occasional 1-yard run, hey, congratulations to the defense. They won that one. Come back and get them the next time.
Now back to throw. Going to throw right side here, complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
Everything about that play was beautiful. A great corner route where the receiver worked the defensive back inside and then broke back to the outside to the corner. But how about the throw by the quarterback? Anticipation on the break from inside to outside. He threw the football. As the receiver turned around, the ball greeted him.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
There's so many times during camp and practice that you get bored as a player doing regular drills. But how about that shed and skate drill right there by the linebacker? You do it each and every day. Get the blocker away and get into the backfield and make a big-time tackle. That's what we just saw.
Time to step aside. We'll come back to Oakland after this.
All right, now, look at 56.
One receiver to the left is Cooper.
Here we go now.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And he will find his big tight end over the middle. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. He can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. A gain of 3, second down.
Okay, no score on that play, but this guy's been a touchdown machine all year long. You know they trust him with the football.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. They'll give him a yard on the play, and that's going to lead to a third down. And now the Chargers are going to look up here and signal for a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Seventh play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6.
Let's see it. All right, here we go.
They'll drop the throw. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. A great play there. Touchdown number 22 on the season. And the Raiders add 6 to their lead. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half.
This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Here comes the Chargers offense now back out onto the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk is a big decision here.
And on 2nd and 10 now. Back to throw here. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Khalil Mack. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Did they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Over the middle, Sharp's got it complete. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime.
Here we go now.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. And able to get this down inside the 15 to either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds.
Okay, he's not going to get the 1st down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
Here we go now. Check. Now let's go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he gets the 1st down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
Green 39. Green 39. Detroit. Detroit. Under 10. 10. Detroit.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining. One receiver left, 3 to the right.
All right, here we go. Green 39. Green 39. All right, now look at 56. Gun.
Looking to throw. This will be caught just inside the 10. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. And his kick is good. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you cross-country to our EA Sports Studios in Orlando with our halftime report, here's Larry Ridley. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Out comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
His throw incomplete. Amari Cooper, the intended target, and it's third down. So the numbers have been good in the passing game, and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, third quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot, but they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall. I see an extra DB on the field now for San Diego.
Yeah, indeed. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Amari Cooper, his intended receiver, and that brings up fourth down. Here's the Raiders punter now. On for his second punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. This is taken at the 23. A 7-yard return following a punt of 45 yards. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. A look at the offense now here, coming back out on the road for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the stop defensively, and now a chance to turn that into points on the offensive end.
Can you imagine what the grease board looks like at the half? Because
tell me.
That's exactly what they printed up. Stop them on defense, get the ball back for our offense, and go downfield and score some points. Now, the last part remains to be seen, but they got the first part done very well.
Do people use grease boards, or you mean the magic marker boards?
Yeah, those two.
Now a handoff here to his running back. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
And once again, leverage wins. The offensive line, lower than the defensive front. They moved them and found some good space for the guy carrying the ball.
They come up in an offset eye. Now they'll run it on the toss. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. They'll get nothing out of that one, and it's going to lead to a third down. They tried to run it to the short side of the field. There just wasn't a whole lot of room to work with.
Yeah, it seems like things just kept getting strung out towards the sideline and kept looking for a spot to dive up into the gap. There just wasn't one, so that turned into nowhere to run, nowhere to hide.
And no gain. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Back to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. 20, and he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race, and all the way in. Touchdown, San Diego. Their big tight end, his first touchdown on the year. And the Chargers, they're able to cut into that deficit. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Raiders offense now, they trot back out, and they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. And third quarter here, you've got the lead. This is where that strong run game can really benefit you. Stayed in bounds there, kept the clock going.
I like all the points you just made there. And if you throw the football and it's incomplete, now you've stopped the clock and you've helped out the guys on the other side of the ball. So keep it in the hands of those runners. Keep moving it. Keep grinding clock.
See if they stay on the ground for second down. They'll come out in the pistol. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. It's a gain of 6, moves him to a manageable 3rd-and-2 situation.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
Offense coming up, needing 2 yards on third down. They'll run it now out of the gun. Only a pickup of 2, but that's all they needed for the first.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the first down.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
That was a really nice play, be able to stack that one up. When they get back in the huddle, he's got to tell his guys up front, great job. They kept people off of him, allowed him to run free, and make the hit on the runner.
Filled the gap nicely, kept him to just a 1-yard gain. He'll look to throw. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball, and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. And defensively, it's a nickel formation here on 3rd down and 9. He'll drop to throw. And he dropped it. Now it was tipped. Altered the ball a little bit, but he dropped it. And now 4th down. Here's the Raiders punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. This will be fielded at the 17. A good return there, 17 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And now San Diego getting set to go. And they're hoping to capture some of that magic they had last time out when they were able to put together a scoring drive. But they're still down here, Charles.
Not the major concern, though, because of what you talked about. They scored the last time out. They feel good about themselves. They feel like their game plan is now in effect. They know how to attack and what plays they want to put together. But they've got to keep it moving in the right direction because, as you did note, they are down on the scoreboard.
The All-Pro in 2 positions. Khalil Mack there to make the stop. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit, and it forced an incompletion.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Henry's got it out on the left side. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
On play action, they'll throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And the athleticism on the spin move allows him to pick up the first before he's brought down.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd.
Well, the beauty of screen passes is they take a little time to develop, and they can often hit big, but sometimes they take too long to develop, and sometimes you get sacked.
Yeah, what's perfectly called for a defense to attack? Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. The big fella. And a great return as he gets this all the way down close to the 30-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
They come out here in the eye. Now they'll run it on the toss. About 3 yards there to the 27.
But that kind of run on first down, that's a winning type of a run. That just sets things up for them moving forward as they begin the drive.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. Again, we'll see the pistol here. They'll give it to him right up the gut. Able to get away.
That's why you keep the legs churning.
They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd. In danger of squandering their great field position as they come up on a 3rd and 7. Defense really showing respect to the deep ball here, playing off the receivers. And the offense moving quickly to the line. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he's going to be out of bounds down inside the 20. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme, and you can drop.
And that's going to be caught for a Raider touchdown. Amari Cooper, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Raiders add on to their lead. And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle third of the field.
And that's really difficult to do because ordinarily the safeties are back there to prevent that happening. But they found the opening and exploited it.
This is taken at his 4. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. And the Chargers coming out on the field now. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
You like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
Back now here on EA Sports. It's Charger football, but they trail here as we get going in quarter number 4. So they pick up the first down after the run, and now they approach for the fresh set. They come out here in the eye. And he'll give it here to his running back. Uses the stiff arm. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Give him 16 on the pickup. And it'll give the Chargers a first down. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
2nd and 5. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He's got his man on the crossing route. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Love the call by the offensive coordinator, recognizing the situation very well, calling for the play-action pass, and completing it.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. They'll get 16 yards there. And the Chargers are going to have a first down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. A great effort there. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Chargers are able to close the gap just a bit. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how we're going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
This will be taken in at the 1. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And they'll run it here. And he'll be taken down here at about the 23-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. And quickly they get to the line. The 4th quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going.
And he's into the clear. The 20, 10, 5, and all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. A big play there with touchdown number 23 here on the year. And the Raiders add 6 to their lead. And the lead is up to 18 now. On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Chargers offense now, they get set to head back on the field. And they're going to need another score. Got one last time, but still down here.
When you're playing catch-up, Every possession becomes crucial, doesn't it? It's vital. Get back out on the field, punch it in the end zone again. They know it's not easy, but what they do have going for them, they did score the last time. They think they've got a good formula working.
And what about the defense?
Well, now you're just saying to yourself, okay, give up a score last time. What adjustments do we need to make to slow them down now and get the ball back for our own offense? Is it more pressure? Is it more zone? What do they have to do? They're trying to figure that out themselves.
We'll see if they can figure that out right here. Back to throw. Throwing right, and that's complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Give him 16 on the pickup. Good enough for a San Diego first down.
Single, slot. Hey, you're on an island over there. You're on an island. Here we go now. Watch the twitch.
They go play action here on first down. And pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he gets it down to the 32. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that's going to make it third down and less than a yard.
Coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting into the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rap.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
It's a gain of 4, and it gets him the first.
I always appreciate runners who understand situations. That was just 3rd and inches. No reason to dance around in the backfield and try and break off a bigger play. Just go pick up the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
Back to throw now on first down. And he finds a man on the crossing route. And he's brought down. 12 yards on the pickup, and it'll give the Chargers a first down.
I know we just saw a nice throwing catch, but how about the big guys up front buying that time? Yeah, that's exactly what they did. They created time and allowed the space to happen, and it turned into a really nice play.
Back to throw here. Over the middle, it's complete. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Some think the teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a third down.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. A field goal does you no good, so they're going to stay out there and go for it on 4th. Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. And a field goal obviously means nothing here. They're going to go ahead and go for it on 4th down. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he will have the first down before he's brought down at the 3. Call it a gain of 5. And the decision to go for it pays off. They've got a 1st and goal. Shift together here from the D-line. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll get him a bit closer as he's down to the 2-yard line. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal.
Well, Brennan, we always know that once you score 1 touchdown,
you want 2.
You're without a doubt. And so far today, he's got 1, but was denied as he tried to get the 2nd one.
It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
We just saw another example of how the defense is winning this game. Really at the point of attack, the offensive line's just getting pushed around. I think now as a play caller, you got to give them a little bit of help. Maybe keep your tight ends a little bit more. Maybe the running backs help you a little bit with the pass blocking.
And he's in across the chalk. Touchdown, San Diego. C.J. Procise, his second touchdown on the season. And the Chargers, they're able to cut into that deficit. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. So 2 scores down. Time definitely not an ally, but here comes the onside kick. And the hands team for the Raiders able to secure it. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none.
Now let's go. 3-19. Over.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's going to be met at about the 43. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. First level defensive line, second level linebackers, third level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a first level run, and it was stopped by a second level player.
Detroit! Detroit! Here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. And now the Chargers are going to look up here and signal for a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And now on third down, they'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the first. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Raiders, they continue to put themselves in position for a first-round bye as they move to 8-2. And they'll get another home date next week as the Patriots will come to town. Meanwhile, for San Diego, it was a game they really needed as they drop back to 4-6. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Lambeau to take on the Packers. And the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. The Black Hole celebrates the